Welcome back to episode 2 of our new FNM TV. Thank you guys for sticking through. If you'd watched our first one, you just watched myself versus Peter Goodrich. Now we have JT DeMeo, former and still guest star co-host, playing Mono Red against Joseph DiDonato, piloting Esper Control. Joe is on the right, JT is on the left. So, Esper Control has gotten a little bit more popular lately. Joe piloting that. Ended up playing Game Day myself against, cannot play Jace for a land for the turn, Joe, but been a good try. He plays a Drowned Catacomb and passes over to JT, throwing down an Unleashed Rakdos Cackler. Tom was piloting Esper Control against me over in Game Day. I was actually surprised. I didn't think the deck would be that good. Like, the mana base seemed really faulty to me in the beginning, but it's actually stable. So first glances are not always what they appear to be. We have JT swinging in for 2 against Joseph DiDonato. So we have 18 to 20. Joe will play a land, which I believe is the Glacial, because I turn my head away to look, and plays a Lingering Souls, which could become interesting for JT. Throws blockers in the way, able to stop damage. So JT will play a Mountain. I almost said Swamp. I just really love swamps. I just want to say swamps. I wish Mono Black was a thing right now. Too much multicolor. So JT will Pillar of Flame one of them. Getting one out of the way. I think he's debating if he wants to Shred Freak or not. Shred Freak trades with one of those tokens, and you don't want your creatures going down for a trade. If you have other options, you want to swing with that Cackler first, so you can keep it live. 2 mana, he'll throw down that Shred Freak. So we got a Shred Freak and a Cackler in play. DiDonato. Joe is down to 16 at the moment. And Joe will drop down to Jace and -2. I believe he's -2ing. He has to think about it a second. If he wants to mitigate the damage coming into 1/1s, which is honestly a solid play, because then you put a whole lot of pressure on JT to get rid of that Jace. So, yep, he's going to +1. And we're looking at a Jace at 5 right now. Which would become a huge problem. Like, Jace against these hyper-aggressive decks on 4 just really sets up that Supreme Verdict really nicely, because they're going to have to overextend to get the damage through that they really want on the Jace. So, Jace will go down to 4. Rakdos Shred Freak will die. He's going to Brimstone Volley, I believe, to kill that Jace. Which is interesting, because, he wouldn't have blocked if he was sending it at him at that point. I think Joe would have just let it go through. Flashback the Lingering Souls, drops a Hallowed Fountain, and passes back to JT. Now his guy will be shown as, to the graveyard. It will be shown to the graveyard, escorted. So Joe's hand right now looks like it consists of Nephalia Drown Yard, Sphinx's Revelation, Supreme Verdict, and couldn't tell the other cards. JT drops a Mountain for his turn, looks at his hand of a Searing Spear, and I'm unsure what that other card is. It might be a Hellrider. Yup, yeah, it's a Hellrider. It's fine. He swings in. Joe DiDonato will go down to 12 right now. Hellrider riding dirty. Joe gaining back 3 off of Ray of Revelation, bringing him up to 15. Ray of Revelation, wow. Sphinx's Revelation. If you guys can't tell, as a host, I actually say things wrong quite a bit, so not deal with it, but try and deal with me. So Joe drops land for the turn. Supreme Verdict, get rid of our buddy Hellrider. Hellrider hits the grave. JT still at an immaculate 20. Drops a Rakdos Shred Freak, cannot be ultimate priced because it is a multicolored creature, red and black. So Joe will take that, dropping down to 13. I really like the ultimate price. Well, to a degree. I'm not really a fan of the monocolor clause, which would mean I'm not a fan of the card. I just want Doomblade back. Just make things simple. Give me Doomblade. Destroy target non-black creature. Although it would be splashed, and like I can see it being splashed in a lot of decks. For that matter, ultimate price could be said of that, or the same notion, but I don't think it's I don't think it's really worth it. So Joe amassing a whole bunch of lands. And Stormkirk Noble comes down. Revelation for 7. Whew. Whole new hand for Joe, and JT recognizing that he ain't gonna overcome him going back up to 20 plus. Scoops it up wisely. So Joe DiDonato leads 1-0 against JT. Esper Control taking the quick one against what should be its weakness in a hyper-aggressive red deck. But we'll see how this one goes in Game 2, if it's put away, or if it continues. This one, Joe mulliganed down to, I believe, 4 or 5. Yeah, he mulliganed down to 4. So, already looking pretty poorly for Joe DiDonato, especially with JT starting off in what looks to be curve. He looks like he's just going to curve this one out, hitting Rakdos Cackler and Rakdos Shred Freak, bringing Joe down to 16. So Stonewright comes down, and it will pair up with Cackler. Cackler will come in for 2, also with Shred Freak, threatening to drop Joe down to 12, and then more because that. So Joe DiDonato goes down to 10. So 3 turns in, and Joe's already down to half of his life total. And JT still has a decent grip of cards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3 cards, that's enough. Swing for 4, bringing him down to 6. And this is really where Control has their issues. Bring him down to 3. Control really has their issues here with hyper-aggressive decks, and JT showcasing it really in this one. But it is also because, there's Searing Spear, so Seraph of Dawn does not make too much of a splash with its lifelink flying. And in 4 turns, JT DeMeo defeats Joseph DiDonato. So the match is tied 1-1. And we're looking at Control's weakness in this one. And red decks, hyper-aggressive decks, best matchup. At least early. You can really capitalize and put them on their back foot early. But, hey, if you saw anything in Game 1, if you watch that finish, Sphinx's Revelation changes everything. It is literally a finisher. It's the best X-Spell in Standard. You could have said that about Bonfire coming into the format, but as things have developed, Sphinx's Revelation has taken that. I mean, it's just a complete game changer. Like, it allows you to Supreme Verdict on 4, gain back all your life, and then you're just like completely in the driver's seat for the rest of the game. You're drawing your counter spells, you're drawing possibly another Sphinx's Revelation, you're drawing answers, threats, like the land that you need as a control deck to keep pumping out that land a turn, which is what you want to do. You want to hit your land every turn being a control deck. So JT's going in with these 2. Joseph DiDonato should be at let's see. Give me 1 second. Alright, so I don't have the exactsies, but Joe's around 15 life right now. Drops a Sorin, +1s. Joe's hand is not the greatest for what you wanted for this game. He did draw the Syncopate, but keeping 5 land and a Sorin, or 6 land and a Sorin, not optimal for this matchup. It's a mulligan, but you're really tempted, especially after mulliganing so hard in a game. the following game to keep what you have to actually see if you're going to play out and draw into spells. But being the control deck, you want your hand to represent the pace of the game, of how you want that to how you want it to go, not try and draw into your answers. I fall and follow to that, and John keeps 6 land in a Thragtusk, and it's like, alright, Thragtusk will stabilize me on 5, I'll get there. And then all you do is just hit land the rest of the way, and you're not able to even drop like a 4-drop, a 3-drop, anything. Like, you can get nothing. It's a rough situation. There's a rough keep, rather. But, we have JT doing what I believe is Flames of the Firebrand. 1 to the token and 2 to Joe. So Joe, will say, drops down to 13. We have a 3 and a 2 coming in. So Joe's about 8, I think, right now. 8 life. We're just gonna go with that, guys. We're just gonna go with 8 life. And I guarantee you I'm probably off by 1 or 2. Think twice for Joe. Draw an answer. Maybe Essence Scatter, I believe. Or is it a Jace? I think it was a Jace that he drew, but he's gonna +1, make a vampire. Yeah, it was I think it was a Jace. JT still hitting all of his land drops. I don't know. After 4, I don't think I want to hit any more in red. But here comes the Hell Rider. Dirty riding. Hell Rider will swing, dropping Joe down to 5 if we are correct in life totals at this point. And then he has to declare blocks and do stuff. So, let's see. So damage all happens at the same time. That would have been 8 exactly. I think Joe went down to 1 on this play. Yep. And I'm pretty sure that might be it, seeing as he doesn't really have anything in hand. 4 mana for Jace. Got a -2 with 1 mana open, looking for something. It doesn't matter. And that's game. JT steals 1, crushing with mono red. Just dirty riding. If we had ESPN over here, that Hell Rider would be the play of the week. Like, that'd be top 10. But it was a good game. And thank you for watching this episode. We're going to go on over to round 3, which is John.